Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, rather had fun, yeah.
All right, I gotta ask you,
Yeah,
Grayson.
yeah.
What the hell happened to the QR codes, man? I was starting to like those.
Yeah, no, PB 5-star. Their branding's minimalistic, and I didn't have a clothing contract before, so they're like, yeah, the Bitcoin's got to go. Like Bitcoin
Who
and
said
the QR
that?
code.
So for those of you guys
Oh, shit.
who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, per usual, Grayson used to have this white shirt with an enormous QR code. Was it on the? It was on the back, right?
So like,
and then the
yeah.
front of it was a Bitcoin logo.
Yeah.
What did that QR code link
yeah,
to?
so I guess I'll tell. So like I come from a blockchain background. Before I started playing pickleball, I was managing a blockchain project, a video game company for Layer 1 blockchain company, and so basically, like I went into pickleball and I was like, all right, I need to find sponsors because like I don't want to drop all this money. And so I found a crypto club locally, spoke to the owner, he's a Bitcoin OG, and we were just brainstorming ideas, like crowdfunding ideas, right? And so I was like,
out of the box.
all right, I'm gonna put a giant Bitcoin on my chest, put a QR code with my wallet address, and like be on TV winning tournaments, and just be myself, and like some Bitcoin maxis are gonna send me Bitcoin. And I made 4 Adidas shirts. Like he was like, here, take this cash, because we came up with the idea together. I think it was his idea. And then we kind of like put it together. He was like, here's $300, go make the shirts. I was like, all right. So I just found like some vector logos, made it, and then I was like, all right, QR code, made a new wallet, and then we just slapped it together. And I was like, all right, on my Twitter, because like they did crypto Twitter and stuff, so I've been on Twitter for the last like 6 years or something.
Do you know Nick Tomino?
Huh?
Nick Tomino?
Tomino, no. Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. All right, never mind. We'll talk
maybe
about that
I'm not
after.
big enough in Twitter. But so yeah, I was like, all right, try to like decentralized pro pickleball player on Twitter, and then like we'll see if this can go viral. Like if I'm hitting some crazy shots but the problem was the QR code was too big, I think, and the scanning didn't.
I think you scan it. I think I tried that.
I had like 2 people send me $100 in Bitcoin.
Okay, so you made $200 out, or $200 out of it. All right.
I think maybe now it's worth like 400.
Okay.
Fair.
I was thinking the goal would be like it's big enough so that when you're on stream, people could.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Versus in person.
I never tried
You know
that.
this dude?
Looks familiar.
I'll tell you about him
That's
afterwards.
pretty impressive if it's legit.
I'll tell you about him afterwards. Loves
Such a
pickleball, loves
weird little
crypto.
world.
Yeah, it's
He's got an ape. That's
Great.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's got a crypto punk that's an ape. It's kind of rare.
Yeah, right.
It's like a 500K floor, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
For a JPEG.
Oh, that was sweet. I thought that was interesting. And then the APP pulled the rug out from under you, I'm sure, right? Like, you can't really do that anymore. They put limits on your logo
size. They
size.
didn't like it at first. They were like,
Didn't they tell
can
you
you
to
wear
wear
a
it?
different shirt for the finals? I was like, no. I'm like, this is exactly why I made
He's
this
my sponsor.
shirt.
Yeah.
I think Nunnery sent me like $10 in Bitcoin or something. He was like my first sender.
The first dono.
And so I don't know. It was just an idea to try and like just be different, like and stand out. I like compare pickleball, like these tournaments, to like an anime. I don't know if you guys have ever seen animes. I'm like, there's always the main characters and then like the side characters, And I was like, I want to be a main character and like stand out, like and just.
I had no idea you were such a nerd.
No, oh huge nerd.
He's making me watch anime right now.
Huge nerd. I'm
That's
making
awesome.
her watch Naruto right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Super analytical, Bitcoin, blockchain,
I'm loving
and
this.
anime.
Yeah, and big gamer, like
And
I
pickleball.
was huge, super competitive gamer, like homeschooled. There's so many
Okay,
weird
sick.
things.
What's your game? Like what were you best at?
Well, I would play RuneScape like competitively.
Yeah.
Like I was ranked 2 in the world in PvP in RuneScape, and then Call of Duty. Like I was like quick scoping. Like I was like, yeah, MLG, bro. Like 1v1 me. Like we were those guys. Like in the chats, just like, oh, I'm better than you. Like I don't know, just classic tennis mentality. I don't know if you remember like how tennis players acted.
I was not good enough at
He
tennis.
suppressed it.
Yeah, no, it's a little toxic, but I don't know.
Okay, so Proton pulled a fast one on me. They invited us and a bunch of other creators out to their headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona. I played with the Proton that day. That was maybe like 2 months ago, and I have not stopped playing with it since. So I've obviously tried a ton of paddles. The Proton, to me, it's just different. They say a lot about the durability, the fact that like Andre Deescu was using it for like 3 months in a row, which is unheard of, especially for pros who are changing their paddles like every day. But you just don't have to replace these things. The longevity, the grit, the structure of the paddle, it just holds up. If crazy pop, insane control. So Proton seems to be one of those brands that came out of nowhere in the past year, and now they're one of the most popular paddles, selling out constantly. I just mentioned that Andre Daescu plays with them, but Caitlin Christian, Donald Young, Travis Rettenmeyer, CJ Klinger, the list goes on. All these pros are dominating the courts with paddles that leverage carbon fiber technology from baseball bats for exceptional sound and spin. Following the quick sellout of their Series 1, Proton's Series 2 paddles are now on the scene, claimed to be the softest on the market, providing top-notch control and great feel, winning a lot of medals at PPA events at the 3.0 and 4.0 level. Find Proton Paddles exclusively through Pickleball Central. Use our code, THEDINK, to save $25 on your Proton Paddle from pickleballcentral.com. That's all caps, THEDINK, for $25 off.
That's hold on, I want to go back to playing mixed doubles together, because like that's got to be
backtracking.
My wife plays zero pickleball, and that's great. I don't have to play mixed doubles with my wife. I love my wife. I don't want to play mixed doubles with her, right? How the hell do you guys manage that? I'm actually super curious, because like, you know, I've seen there's only been a few couples playing mixed doubles together. You've had Lauren and Julian. They were on, and then they were
Matt
off.
Have been for
and then they were on again.
Pickleball.
Matt and Lucy look like they're just having the absolute worst possible time out there.
They used to have a great time when they would win.
They used to have a great time. Now they look like they're just miserable out there together.
Well,
like how do you guys do it?
So honestly, we started off like as mixed partners, and it was like amazing. We played so well together.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta play good, like, you know what I mean?
On fire.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, once we start dating, you open up like that line of communication where you don't know kind of if you're gonna overstep or whatnot. You want to help correct and teach, and so I don't know. I feel like sometimes I get annoyed with little things, and you're always trying to just be positive, but he also gets like frustrated. So then I take that on.
I'm intense. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I get intense. I'm like, hey, let's stop lobbing. Like, you know, like that's the third lob that I just ate. You know, like let's stop doing this. Like, what do you think? Like, I know. I'm like, all right, then why are we doing it? Like, you know, I'm like,
You're just much more honest with a significant other than you are going to be with with like a random partner, which like has its pros and cons.
Right.
it's like a psychological like barrier. Like, you know, you're not gonna like. I don't know. We don't speak like that to other people, and then I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, I just say, you know, and then I'm like, oops, and then I was like, well, I'm mad. I'm like, oh, well, let's get unmad together, because now I'm mad. And it's like, oh,
together.
And it's hard because pickleball in itself is such a mental battle, and then you add in this portion of like, well, now me and my partner are maybe fighting, but then
maybe that's the other part.
Like you lose and also wonder if you're breaking up.
Right.
Like,
No, it's completely
gotten
like
there,
separate.
but-
My favorite one though, I have to say this one. No, my favorite one is like, let's have fun. I am. I'm like, well, I'm not? Like, what? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I am. You're not, though. Like, you know, it's just like, it's hilarious. Like, there's definitely that, like.
Yeah. And like, you know, when you can read your significant other's, like, the way their tone and the way they say something, you're like, oh, well, you're upset. And they're like, no, I'm not. I'm like, okay, but you are. Maybe let's just not talk about it. Just let's not talk. Let's just play. We'll forget about it. We'll deal with it after. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I love being able to play together.
It's fun, yeah.
Obviously,
I just
there
like
are
winning.
difficulties.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just tough sometimes. But
Yeah, I mean, I think that like I just think that actually like the variability is going to be higher. Like your lows are going to be low kind of together, and if you know, it's almost like, you know, the Bryan brothers were so good because they were so just like in sync with each other, right? And you have the potential to do that. You also have the potential to like be bad together if something from the relationship comes into that. Like,
I feel like we do
This
a
is
pretty good
fascinating to
job
me.
of like, those are completely separate. Like, we don't really talk about pickleball like off court. I mean, I'll give like strategy, like, because I want to like, you know, I'm
help.
super analytical. Like, I watch hundreds of hours of pickleball. Like, that's
yeah, dude, we talked to you. I asked you a question on the. I asked Thomas for some coaching in singles, and then I asked you a question. Then you gave me like the whole timehout worth of analysis. I was like, all right, this dude knows his shit. All right.
And poor Hannah is like,
Was that after me? After I gave
That was
you advice?
after your
I just
after
said
your
over and
advice.
over again, hit ground strokes.
How many points did you win
watch
after
his
I
ground
talked to
strokes.
Honestly, your advice was not just hit the serve as hard as you can, and that's all I did.
Now he's a great singles coach. He's been helping me.
I don't know. Maybe it's too much though. Like you know, too much information is like nothing. You know,
Yeah,
there's
for
too many
sure.
Things, but
You only have so much you can actually process in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
it's
So-
good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie,